Welcome to the Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Weldon Henson.
And I'm Eric Sims. Join us as we invite you into our world.
Texas and music has always been a great combination, and for us, it's a lifestyle. The Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast starts now.
Folks, thanks for joining us. Episode 12. I think so. Anyway, we got a great show lined up for you. We've got our friend Rocky Reyna here, a local artist, and we've got all sorts of little cool things for you today. We're going to talk about the big release party we just had, and we want to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast. We need your support.
Yeah.
Talking about support, we got some great sponsors.
Yes. Our sponsors, always love to start with those guys and get centered up. So we've got LEC. I thank those guys for always being with us. We also have our production company, which is 271 Creative House. And then our two newest sponsors, Rock and Roll Denim, boom, and Can't Handle Slim Western Wear. So always doing a good job of trying to make Weldon look presentable and
takes years off your age.
Yeah, maybe
makes you smart too.
It doesn't look like we just got recently released from the restoration.
I am not the smartest person today. I'm a little hungover.
All right,
weekend.
Yeah, big weekend.
But look, this shirt makes me not look hungover. It makes me look sharp.
Makes me look really, really sleek.
It does.
It's like a digital camo.
Yeah, boy.
It camouflages.
I dig this.
It camouflages hangovers. Most people don't know that. They can actually buy shirts to do that.
Camouflage your.
If you are one who drinks too much on the weekend and goes in Monday hungover, but you don't want people to know it, Rock and Roll Denim provides shirts just for that reason.
I'll vouch for this pattern.
All right.
You love it.
Well, I mean, so you go into your weekend. You had a busy weekend.
Yeah.
You had your album came out.
Yep.
Release party went down.
Yeah.
So first things first. Were you satisfied and happy with all that went down?
Yeah, man. I really am. Leading up to it, the response we got from people with the couple singles that went out, and of course the music videos were phenomenal. I think almost 100,000 views for one of them.
Nice.
So all done by 271 Creative House, by the way.
Yep.
They do such a great job, and we're not stopping. The album's out now, and we've got some more videos we're going to put out here in the next couple of weeks. We had good turnout Saturday night.
Yeah.
Great. Your daughter helped us run merch.
Yeah.
Dude, she kicked ass.
She did. She's a little hustler. That was her first real merch gig. She had a blast. So her and her little friend Brooke.
They
did a good job. They had fun. They had their first late night.
Oh, really?
Late post honky tonk Whataburger.
Yes. So yeah, these are milestones.
Yeah, I know. These are like things to remember. And my wife was like, "Did we get pictures of Whataburger?" And I was like, "No, nobody said picture. We're all shoving, hamburgers in our faces all day. But don't take pictures." But anyways, they had a blast. So
Right of passage.
And I'll say, I had a blast. I met so many cool people that were. I mean, some people came up. A few people recognized me from here.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Hey, you on the show with Weldon?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's nice to meet you." And gave us some good feedback on the show. But the conversations I was able to have with some of those people around, how long they've been following you.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them was 20, 15, 16 years. Like you did a wedding 15 years ago for their daughter or something. And, they've been fans of yours. Yeah. A couple other people came up just, talking about that, how excited they are about this album. They've seen your other stuff and they thought this was the best album you guys put out.
Yeah. I've been hearing that a lot from a lot of people. Yeah. Trying to just play catch up from text messages and messages on social media. It's like, I'm not done yet. There's just like hundreds of people texting or messaging me. So I'm playing catch up, on those and getting back to people. I don't have millions of fans, but I've got a hardcore group of fans. And, a lot of times, you only see some of them at this gig or this gig, and maybe you don't really hear from them for a year or two. And this was kind of like the moment where like everybody's like reaching out. So it was kind of fun for that, just to kind of reflect on a lot of things. And a lot of people, like you said, some of you have followed me since the first album, maybe 18, 20 years ago.
Well, you didn't think to fly in?
Yep.
I know there was a big group that, because it was out here in Dripping.
Yeah.
And there was people that drove out from Austin, which is, it's not far, but it's not, it's not. My buddy came in North Carolina. Yeah. I don't know if he was the first, but he came in.
Probably. I had a buddy come in I had some fans come in from North Carolina as well. And then I had one of my good ones came from Cincinnati.
That's that he went.
So we had a whole group of them staying there. A lot of them got in here on Thursday. A lot of my old Air Force buddies.
Okay.
Remember, one of my friends is upstairs right now working. He's doing a remote deal. He's hanging out till later this evening. But so the party started Thursday,
Yeah.
and it's still going.
Those Air Force buddies, I'm sure. Now, so here's the question: Who's the biggest part of your group? The Brazilian group or the Air Force buddies?
Yeah, it's in a
There's a tie.
You know what's a pin party?
Yeah.
I mean, probably the Air Force.
The Air Force guys.
Oh, dude.
I was that.
We all get together and everybody thinks we're 20 again. You know, you think we're 20 again until, you wake up the next day. But somehow we made it through it. Had a good time. I mean, I think we came back over here and partied till about 4:30 in the morning Saturday night. So it looks kind of clean in here. I'm impressed. I've spent some time today cleaning up. So
Let's do it.
you
It doesn't look like Saturday morning in the front house.
it did for about all day Friday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday. It did. But, yeah, it was great, man. I was just really impressed with the turnout. The music's getting great reviews. The reviews are starting to come out from different publications and podcasts and stuff. So
If people want, if you haven't gone and downloaded or streamed the new album yet, you can get it anywhere, right? Apple, Spotify.
all the major platforms,
Under Weldon Henson. The album's called Stone Cold.
Country Gold.
Country Gold. And it is a good one.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I ain't seen you in a bit besides Saturday. I saw you Saturday gig, but then you missed a couple podcasts.
Yeah, I was in Buffalo. That's when I left.
Yeah, you got your Buffalo on business trip. Yes.
Yeah.
Aaron hasn't actually worked on.
I got multiple gigs. Yeah. So not all of it's as sexy as
Funny
childhood
things.
experience. It's lifestyle. So
But those are awesome.
it was fun. It was good. Actually, I did go to Buffalo. I got to see one of my business. My main business partner. He lives up there. I want to see him.
Yeah.
We talk every day, but I don't get to see him in person. But he made it 2 years. It's like seeing him in person. So it's good. It was, we got to hang out, and I met a few other guys that I'm in business with now that we're all small percentage partners in some other businesses, and I've met them virtually several times.
It's good to actually shake their hand.
Yeah.
Look them eye to eye,
Great, good people up there, up in the Niagara area.
Want to see what's up?
No, it was beautiful. It was like 55. I was soaking that in. So 55 during the day, and some people up there complaining about what it's cold spell and like pretty off. I like saying on hotel deck upstairs, like
Our weather's been kind of playing games with us down here the last week too. It cooled off a little bit. We got a lot of rain. Finally, I think it's our last bit of rain. I don't know. I hope not, but anyway. But man, the death heat humidity is here though.
Yeah, it's getting wet. We had an extra week, I'd say, of like decent weather.
We had a reprieve. It got kind of hot, then we had a little reprieve.
Yep.
So we got some rain to cool off, and
maybe we can let them get some more storms too. We'll see.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Watch it rain.
Well, so what's next? We had the release party on the album for you. And what's the next step with all this?
Well, the next step is we got to continue. We've got gigs coming up that, like I said, a lot of people there Saturday night, but then I'll go play these next 5, 6, 7 gigs, and they'll be in places that I haven't brought the new album to.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like an album release everywhere for the next 2 weeks. Everywhere I go, it's going to be like an album release. And then I'll go to Brazil.
Yeah. Well, that's on the 20th?
That's 8. I'll leave on the 18th.
18th, okay.
But, the festival's on the 20th.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, so
I guess that's you, Jesse's going, and then I met Jason, who's one of the dancers.
yeah, he's going to go hang out.
He's going to go because Beth can't go.
Yeah, he's going to help him out teach, and then he's going to kind of hang out with us and just
do the thing. He was telling me at the event. Nice guy. I've seen him pretty much every honky tonk I go to. That guy's there
I
dancing.
told him I said you got to be a roadie if you're going.
Yeah.
So maybe
Make him carry something.
Yeah.
He can carry all my mom's pills.
Yeah, if we can get it, I wish. Man, but I'm in good hands down there. I'm feeling good about it. So they have their local brewery there, and they do a great job. And they make a perfect pilsner, and they usually give me my own little keg that sets off at the event.
So he can be the guy that pumps the keg and brings you the pool.
Well, yeah.
Go dance, bring me those.
Yeah, man. So looking forward to that. So yeah, this whole next month will be just basically like album releases, and we've got more videos coming out.
Okay.
And we've got a really great music video coming out here in about a week and a half, I think.
Can you say what songs are, or you hold that back?
No, it's something. We're going to do one for Carter's song, for the dog song.
Oh, good timing.
Yeah, Gio's right there. He's producing.
Gio, I forgot we did that. That was a couple
Well,
of
I'm still. We're getting it together still, but it's going to be. It's going to be.
That's going to
great.
be good.
Yeah.
That one's going to be. That's going to be the tearjerker.
Yes, and then he's got an idea for probably one more video of the deal that we've got to make happen, but between everybody's schedules.
Yeah. We got Gio here producing. Phoebe is over at the new studio.
Yes. Big news coming for Texas Music Lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's about to go up.
You got about to get the studio going.
We're going
And
upscale.
getting that done, but we got Gio here producing today. So if you notice a dynamic difference in the episode, we're gonna we'll run something afterwards to vote for Phoebe or Gio, who's the best director producer
It'll be tough.
the episode. So Gio's got us organized today, Lewis. He's got us trying to keep organized a little on track.
I need to be organized.
So going off what Gio's got us organized. Because I know you and we'll end up in old man bitching real fast.
I'm already scratching.
We're gonna get by the way, we're gonna get to an old man bitching segment. So don't tune out yet because we do have that on the list of things to do today.
Yes.
And but we're gonna wait and let Rocky be a part of
That's
that.
right. We have a guest here, Rocky Reyna.
Rocky Reyna.
We're going to have him on here in a couple minutes. You guys get to meet him. Just a sweetheart of a guy and talented musician.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to talk to him because it's like everything else in this world. The lifestyle I live. You meet people, but you don't really get to know them.
Yeah. Well, Rocky knows, I think, everybody in town.
Yes.
And the good news is he's promised to give us dirt on everything he's heard.
I can't wait because I just can't talk about it really.
That way. Well, we've talked about that before. It doesn't come across well when we do it, but when we have someone like Rocky on the show, he just talks crap like everybody does.
Let me know.
And we can just
dirty downloads. Yeah.
And we can even play like the good guy. Be like, don't say that, Rocky. Why would you say that?
I can't believe you would act that way.
He's a nice guy. So another thing we had on our new, I don't know if I call this news. This is actually news. SB 22, the SB 22 bill passed in Texas for all that funding. So I know there's a lot of people excited. We're excited about it with 271 as a media company.
Are they getting some money from this?
No, but not directly, right? But what this is going to do is the hope is it's going to infuse a whole bunch of activity in Texas that's not currently coming here. So as an example, I don't know if we talked about this before, when you look at shows like Landman, which, Taylor's done a good job of trying to keep stuff here in Texas as much as he can. But there's other shows like this, like Ransom Canyon. It's a big Netflix show right now. So this show it's a Western, modern Western, right? Its setting is here, like the hill country of Texas. And so that's where the show is supposed to be taking place, but they don't film it here. They film it in Mexico.
So Mexico gives them money.
They get a better tax break and they get more money out of it.
Yeah.
So this bill is to help attract that type of filming back to Texas. McConaughey and Billy Bob and Will and Woody and a bunch of these other guys. I think Glenn Powell's involved. There's a bunch of them. They're kind of from Hollywood and they're our Texas guys that really help push for this. And so what that means, back to your question, like for us as a studio, as a creative community, really. So Austin being the creative community it is, it's been kind of a tragedy that we don't have more filming and recording and stuff here because of the fact that we have South by Southwest.
Yeah.
We have all these creatives here and all these resources here. So now this stuff can start coming here. And then there's peripheral money that gets created out of all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's great for the economics of the state. It's great for the awareness of people about Texas history, Texas music, because we've already seen what Taylor does. Taylor pulls a boatload of Texas music and musicians that people have never heard of into his shows. He's really, really brilliant about doing that. So I think the more you can duplicate that, and that's why we're excited, is the more exposure that all of us get in mainstream media or across the United States, and there's more opportunity for people to engage with stuff like that. So it couldn't have been a big deal. On top of the creative part for like Gio Phoebe, who are videographers and creatives, there are opportunities that will come through those new opportunities in Texas because they'll be looking for people.
It's a bigger industry.
It makes it like
it's money in this.
You know what? There was I forgot.
300 million.
300 million is what maybe something like that at first, but I think they're expecting like upwards of billions of dollars created from this thing. Like it's not a small because of all the impacts that it can have. Like it's a big deal. You start getting movie production. If you look at like what's taking place in like Atlanta and how much filming has been done in Atlanta when Atlanta did this or Georgia did this years ago. If you roll the tape forward a little bit and you start saying like, well, I mean, there's people who build studios here, right?
Yeah.
They'll build, they'll be not just filming here, but there's an imprint of like editing and I mean, like everything that goes around the production of TV shows and movies. And with the magnitude that's able to be put out now, like it used to be, if you look at like, we've got 9,000 apps, for shows now.
Yeah.
Right. So like the amount of shows they can put out now is pretty unlimited. So like it's not a matter of like, is there a good show out anymore? It's like, which one?
That's a lot.
Watching where, right? So anyway, it's good for Texas. I think it's going to be good for the music industry in particular, a lot because the music industry always partners well with video and movie production, and I'm excited. Those are great pathways when you look at some of the stuff that's happened for some of these artists and it's freaking historic over. Hey, they got a song.
But this is passed. Greg Abbott signed.
It's my understanding it's done.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they signed off on it, and
Are they going to lower my taxes?
They said that in particular, Dripping Springs, they were going to raise taxes.
I bet they are.
And it wasn't even all of Dripping. It was I forgot. It was pretty much a street
For this neighborhood.
Just like a 2-house radius.
I'm not going to go into home man bitching, but when I did live in Austin, I just remember they were always like, "Hey, we're going to bring this in. This raises." When we bring this festival in or this racetrack, they're like, it's going to bring $1 billion to the economy or whatever, like 500 million. I'm like, well, why do you keep raising my taxes then?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're bringing all this money in.
Well, we got to get ready for it.
We got to get prepared.
They got to build all.
I'm always cynical whenever a government passes anything because they're always.
Well, it's always self-serve, right? Like it's not. There's the good part that we see, and then there's the self-serving part that.
I'm just angry because it's just got through the middle of the day and I got all my tax statements from my properties. And they all went up a tremendous amount. And I'm just like so angry anytime they take my money now.
Well, what you should do is call McConaughey and ask him how he can help you out with this.
Say, McConaughey, I know you're set to make an extra $1 billion on this, but what about old poor pitiful taxpayer me?
When do you run for governor and lieutenant governor?
Yeah, what are you going to do for me?
And the weeds in the Capitol.
Because all I see is taxes going up 10% every year, and my insurance went up 22% this year.
They freaking legalize. I'm not gonna let soapbox. This can be old man bitch and spend another session. If they legalized something that's not legalized right now, they triggered a lot of tax money. They
went backwards on it. Even.
I know. Crazy. Now Colorado hadn't done a lot of things right, and they still don't, but they did pretty well with that.
Jeez, man.
So anyway, that's going that, and then so. There's something else that's been in the news that's pretty serious.
Okay.
And it's affected most of the female.
Because I've been so busy the last week, I haven't been to you.
So, and this affects the male population as well.
Okay.
But it's really, really impacted the female population out there. And Riley Green, country music singer Riley Green, he shaved his mustache off. And so the impacts of that have been felt in probably every household in America.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's cascaded down to everybody. So I know at my house there was a lot of
discussion.
There's already a lot of frustration around that. And the friends of my wives, it was being talked about on the boat last week. It was a subject of conversation at dinners. And I don't know how this is going to impact my facial hair or suggested changes to my facial hair.
Strategic move.
But I don't know. I think some of these guys need to understand before they make decisions like this, how it impacts the rest of us. It's not just you, Riley, that you're affecting when you do something like this. Guys like Weldon and I, and probably Rocky too, started getting pressure to do other stuff with our facial hair or non-facial hair.
Mm.
So I don't know if you've got any thoughts on the Riley Green mustache.
Well, the mustache and the facial hair it's a big topic because discussion. Because I remember not last year, was it last year? The year before. I think it was 2023. I actually grew a beard and then I did a mustache. And there was a 12-month period that I had facial hair. I never had it in my career.
Yeah.
And so that's what they want to talk about.
Yeah. I got some. You got pictures of that?
I'm like,
I need to see it because you got kind of like a pretty boy baby face.
I look very old with facial hair, and it's like kind of all white and gray.
So it makes you look a little rugged. Is it rugged or like homeless?
It's a mixture of kind of the rugged guy that is homeless.
Yeah. Okay. So for most of the girls are probably Weldon's pretty.
Well, it's funny just talking about how that's created such a buzz within whatever it is the music industry up there in Nashville. It's just me personally doing back and forth with the facial hair for that year. You had the people that were instantly wanted to tell you they liked it.
Yeah.
And then you had some people that would tell you they didn't like it. Yeah. So there's those people. And then there's the people that don't tell you anything until you shave it off.
Then they say,
and I hated that. Yeah. So
I mean, I know from my own experience, I normally keep some type of facial hair.
Yeah.
And my wife likes it when I have a mustache on. But my youngest cries every time I shave or trim my beard too short. She literally, she'll walk in the door and cross. Nobody else will even notice for a good all this sometimes it does for weeks. My little one will walk in and tears up as soon as she does it. So I have to keep
she's used to, she's comfortable with your image. That makes her, it's comforting to her. And you change it, she's not going to like it.
Well, the other reason I can't go with mustache, even though my wife likes it, is my best friend's wife is scared of men with mustaches.
Okay.
So she has trouble with being around. She doesn't like it either. So
you have to wear a mask around her?
No, I haven't done it really once because I don't like the mustache either. So I always play with Stacy's position because I try to pretend like that's the reason I don't. I don't want to upset her, but the real reason is I don't like it either.
Well, it's I don't think some people take it serious, man.
I know,
I did it for that year or whatever, and I was like, to me, it's kind of a lazy factor. I don't feel like dealing with it, trimming it, keeping all that. I wouldn't be able to do what you do, even though I don't look good with beard, so I'm out of it anyway. But just when I had it there for a while, you kind of trim, I said, oh, hell with this and shave.
I think it's because mine didn't come in when I was young. Like, got to do this.
So you're trying to catch up.
I had friends of mine that were like in high school and had the full beard, like, that 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah. And I was always like some whiskers and shit. Like, I had to shave. And I finally got it to come in, I was like, I'm keeping this thing. I love it. So,
hey, serious business.
It is.
Well, did you do a top 10 already?
Yeah. So we got top 10 that was this last week coming up. Now, this week,
have you got this week already set up?
This week is not set up yet, but I can tell you one person that's going to be in the top 10 this week because he had a record release.
Well, hold on. For our listeners and people watching this on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to the Cowboy Experience, you need to go do that so you can get your updates every week with the top 10.
Yeah.
And so we want to incorporate that on here because it's in us.
Well, it's part of the music stuff, and it's my little addiction, as it would be. You call it something nice. I call it
He's a connoisseur.
You call it connoisseur. I call it addict.
This is when the show works great because I'm like this musician that lives in this crazy little world, little bubble. And then you are like a huge fan of music, so you know all the music. I don't even know who Riley Green is. I don't even know who this is, but I just know he has a mustache and shaved it.
Yeah.
So I can.
The issue with Riley Green too, going back to that, is, and I'll use him in the same vein as Parker McCullough.
Yeah.
Nobody would give 2 shits about either one of these guys if they weren't really good about it.
Is that right?
Parker McCullough would still be playing in his mom's garage. And Riley Green would be mowing somebody's yard.
I only know Parker McCollum because he came up through this.
Yeah, Parker came up through this scene, and he's very talented. I mean, downplay his talent. But what I always go back to is like, Luke Casey would not be paying him all this money if he was fugly.
Yeah.
Right? He's a real good-looking dude.
So he's kind of like the first one that came out that was like real young and like from this coming up through this kind of scene and it blew up because I remember, because I'm always at Lukenbach and I know the folks there. I've been playing there for 20 years. And I remember when they had him on this, nobody had ever heard of him. And then Jamie was like, the guy who books him said, yeah, we got this Parker McCollum kid. He's really coming through. It's working out, It's like, I never really heard of him. And I saw Jamie the next year. I was like, how'd that Parker McCollum show you go? He's like, holy shit. Yeah. It's like I never seen so many young people.
Yeah.
And they were rowdy.
Yep. So they, my oldest daughter will fly in like that. We went and saw Parker last year when she was here.
Yep.
I flew the girl to Chicago to see him, and he opened up for Morgan Wallen, and I wanted to go see him. They wanted to see Morgan, and it was at Wrigley Field a couple years ago. So I was like, dude, if I can get into Wrigley Field and see country music,
Come on.
I was like, I don't know what heaven's like, but it's got to be something. Like, it's gotta be something
What's the
like
top 10?
So top 10, this last week's top 10. So our last week's top 10, we had a group called Marshland Ranch at 10. These are all Texas groups. Their song was Coast of Texas. And then Mr. Ryan Bingham was in at number 9. He had a new single released. Yeah, it's called A Song for the Stone. Cody West was in at 8 with Breathing Out. And then we had Colton Moore and the Clever Few. It looks like that's at 7 with a song called Tattooed Cigarette.
Okay.
And then Colby Cooper, who you've probably heard of Colby.
Yeah,
He's been around for a while.
Totally.
Good Hill Country kid. He had a song called Apartment 208. Mr. Pat Green, who was just here in our area, he played the same night you did. And over at Hotspot.
He's been back at it.
Yep, he's back out running around. He's got a little single he put out. It's doing really well with Corey Kent. It's called Two Hands. Came out last week. And then Midland at number 4 with Glass Half Empty. That's a good little fun song they put out.
Okay.
Treaty Oak Revival at number 3.
Yeah.
And that one's
Dude,
Sea and Court. That's a
Okay.
good song.
Dude, I like this. This next one. This is me.
George Strait. Well, George re-released some old songs on a new EP. And it's about 4 or 5 songs, and Oceanfront Property is one of them. So I don't know if you re-recorded it recently or just had an old recording that he put out. I got to read
That's
up on
intriguing. I would go listen.
Anytime George puts something out,
Yeah.
I got to be honest, it's going to make the top 10 that week.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's kind of like when Willie put something out, right? Like one of those two. And we may need to have something on our next week's show to kind of get people fired up around who's really the king of Texas music. Is it George or is it Willie? We'll talk about that next time. Yes, people off.
We went over it one time a while back, but we can go more depth.
I think you go more depth and let people kind of figure that out. But I think it'll piss a lot of people off. But that's number 2. Number 1 was our buddy who we went and saw Sagebrush and saw Rocky that night. Actually,
Yeah.
Rocky was playing that night, helping out Corey Cross. So Rocky does it all. We can get him on here in a minute.
Yeah.
But he did. So he was out there. Pug Johnson played that. So Pug had the number 1 song with his retake on "Thanks to the Cat House, I'm in the Dog House with You."
That's cool.
And so that kid, I'm telling you right now, anybody that's out there, there's so much good country music coming out of Austin and Texas right now. Like, you'd be a fool not to tap into some of this that's going on.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm always excited about doing the show and meeting the people and putting more of it out there, because I think there's a lot of music that, I mean, if some of this stuff doesn't get out to people, I think it's a travesty. Like, like Pug's got some stuff and you've got some stuff.
Well, the whole thing is, obviously the market's oversaturated, but with that also comes like when people are telling me that they don't like the way country is, or this is this. And my response is, I don't even want to talk necessarily about that. I'm just saying, if you're not riding around in your car, going on your jogs, listening, you got your whatever earbuds in, and you're not inspired and like, well, I'm listening to awesome music, that's your problem. Because there's so much out there.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse to ever have to listen to a bad song.
No.
There's no excuse to ever have to listen to anything you don't want to listen to. There's so much great music out there. You just have to go find it.
You got to find it.
And just turn it on the radio.
That's
and
what
you're
we're
going to
trying to help with here.
And that's
Texas
exactly
Music
what you
Lifestyle.
do.
We want to make sure
what you do. Yeah.
people know that, hey, because there was a lot of years, I was one of those people. I used to bitch a little bit and say, I can't find anything that's close to like Willie and Waylon and these guys. Like, so I felt like there was this like huge time gap. And then with the advent of what we've been able to do with artists being able to push their music out
Independently.
now you've
really
got
get
this,
the music.
there is no limit, and there's an endless supply of phenomenal songwriters and musicians that are putting out great music, like these guys and like the guys we put on each week, and like you, that are, to your point, people shouldn't be complaining. If they're complaining, they're not looking. And here's the thing. I'm going to make it even easier on you. You don't even have to look. All you got to do is watch Weldon and I each week, and we'll tell you who to go listen to. So then you can go download it, listen to it, and I'll take the thought process out of it for you. So,
I mean, it helps me too, because I'm learning about.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, to tell them they're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Just Lifestyle's got you covered.
We're better than AI.
We're here to help you.
All right.
So help us help you. Subscribe to us.
Yeah. Like Jerry Maguire, these guys. Help us help you.
And we've got a guest here.
We do. I think it's time to bring him on as well.
Folks, Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast. We've got our friend Rocky Reyna. He's going to come in here. We're going to meet him.
Come on in, Rocky.
Come on in. Put this on your shirt. All right. You can get it up there. All right.
All right. How's it going, gentlemen?
Good to see you, my friend.
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. You know, I'm feeling a little bit like Weldon, a little hangover,
Yeah.
from the weekend, but I don't have the walk a little down to hide it. So
That's right.
I got the Zach Top
You got
t-shirt.
the Zach Top.
You
shirt. I
know,
love it.
I tell him when we decided we were going to do these on Monday, I was like, well, people are going to get a real authentic insight to the music lifestyle, because the music lifestyle is usually kind of hung over on Monday.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. It's a recovery day, right?
Part of the
Yeah.
culture.
Where are you coming in from?
Well, we had a pretty good run with Corey Cross this weekend. We ended our May residency at Sagebrush, so we were there every Thursday in May. So did that Thursday, and then Pug, speaking of Pug Johnson, got us a show down in Spring Branch at this place called Birmingham Branch.
Yep.
Which is really cool. And then we played, Saturday day we played Waco Surf,
Okay.
which was a party that was sponsored by Sendero. They're like a kind of lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
And stuff like that too. And then of course we did the midnight slot at White Horse on Saturday.
So you did 2 gigs on Saturday.
2 gigs, yeah.
Where was this? What was it called? The Waco thing?
Waco Surf. It's like a water park.
Where was that?
Is it in Waco?
It is in Waco, yeah. It's
So you were in Waco.
That's the name.
Well, I mean, you know,
You never know.
I'll never know.
Yeah.
But so you were in Waco, and then you drove all the way down and did the White Horse.
Yes, yeah. What made it even worse is, being out in the sun all day, hustling, and of course, they gave us some beers out there, and after the set, we all kind of stuck around for a little bit and did the lazy river, which was cool.
So
So
you're ready to check out, dude. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And you must be young, because I can't do that shit no more.
That's
I act like I'm young, but definitely not.
that's like nap time, like burger or steak. And
Man, you know, when I was in my 20s, I would go like float to Guadalupe, drink a 12-pack of beer, and then go play a 4-hour show.
yeah. When you're in your 20s, like,
Dude, now when I have a gig at night, like, I'm just like hanging kind of loose at the house or whatever. I'm just like trying to take it easy.
yeah.
It's crazy. But anyway, where's home?
I live out in Del Valley, kind of Cedar Creek area.
Okay.
So just east of Austin.
Originally from there?
I'm originally from South Texas, actually. I grew up a small town called Hebronville, which is about an hour northeast of Laredo,
Yeah.
Jim Hall County. Raised there, but I've been in Austin for 25 years now.
Okay.
25 years, yeah.
You got here when you were 3?
That's big. No, always. But yeah, 25 years, and I kind of took me a couple of years to kind of get dialed into the music scene, but I'd say out of the 25 years, about 23 in the music scene, and kind of just bouncing around from rock bands to Latin bands to Ano and country, and
Yeah.
kind of done it all. And
And you do your own stuff.
I do my own stuff too.
So
Yeah.
it's not just, you don't just play with these other guys. You got your own stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of new, honestly. Bass is kind of is what's been keeping me busy for most of my career as a musician. And about a couple of years ago, I kind of gave the writing thing. I'm gonna give it a try, and so I was feeling pretty good about it. So last year, I started releasing music kind of slowly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I would see this guy at a lot of my shows.
Yeah.
And if I went to the White Horse just to hang out as any other place in town, he's there. This guy hits all the honky tonks, great dancer, knows everybody in the industry. And then all of a sudden one day they're like, they got music videos up there and some like, I didn't even know you played.
Yeah,
And it was good.
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, it's being in the two-step in the honky tonk scene as a dancer.
Yeah.
I kind of get that a lot, from the dancers in the community. They're just like, "Oh man, like I didn't even know you were a musician," Or even just the other night, I was playing with Corey on stage. They were just like, I see people from the dance floor like, "Hey, what are you doing up there?" And I'm just like, "Oh yeah,
That's
just doing my thing."
Well, he still hits the dance floor when he's done. I
Yes.
was there.
Yeah,
Corey played the earlier slot. Bug played the last one. I couldn't even. I told him when I walked up, I couldn't even get to him
He's dancing.
Introduced myself to say hi. Yes, every time I turned around, he was on that floor dancing, having fun, having a good time.
Busy dance started.
He lived for the next few months.
And I promise you, he does.
So you've been playing with a bunch of guys and different people and doing your own thing at the same time. What's it been? I mean, I'm real familiar with Corey and Pug both actually. What's it like playing with those guys? Because they're both kind of on an upward tick.
Yes.
Not kind of. Both those guys
They are very
pretty
much
good upward tick right now. So what's it like being around some of those guys and what are they like in that capacity?
Sure, yeah. No, Corey's great, man. I've enjoyed playing with him. I think I started playing with Corey maybe about at this point it's probably been about 7 months. But yeah, I met Corey maybe about a year and a half ago at White Horse. He was playing the set there, and of course I was there dancing, and so after his set, I went up to him and I was like, "Hey man, I really dig your set, man. Your music's great." And he kind of chatted for a little bit, and so every time he'd come back into town, I'd make it a point to go see him and say hi and kind of chat with him and stuff. And then let's see. Oh, whenever I released my most recent single, I did this little thing where I would reach out to like my musician buddies and have them record a little video of being like, "Hey, watch out for Rocky's new single or whatever." And so he did one for me, which I really appreciated. And then shortly after, he kind of just reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, like I've got some gigs in Austin. If you'd be interested in hopping on bass, I'd love to have you." And I was like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So he sent me a set list and stuff, and did my homework, of course.
Yeah.
And went really well. I like to think. Obviously, he keeps on calling me back, right?
Yeah.
So you're playing bass guitar.
Yes.
For Corey.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're not doing your thing.
Yeah. So with my solo stuff, I sing and play acoustic guitar.
Why didn't he play bass too? It's cool.
Yeah. So so I play bass with Corey, and I kind of bounce around too. I have a bunch of buddies that'll kind of call me up to sub. My buddy Steven with Western Express. And,
I saw him yesterday. Can't see him after the long.
Yeah.
And he's a good dude too.
Yeah. He was on one.
My buddy JD Clark too. Also.
Yeah. So you were feeling with him too.
Yeah. Just whenever they need a sub and stuff. So I've enjoyed it, man. I love playing with these guys, and I kind of like what y'all were talking about earlier, about there's so much good music coming out of Austin and just Texas in general. Just really good Texas country music is, it's an honor to be a part of it. At any capacity, whether it's playing bass or singing a song or playing a song or dancing to it for that matter. And just being a part of it has been a huge blessing to me, because I never thought that I'd be enjoying so much of this like country and kind of honky tonk lifestyle. If you would ask me 15 years ago, so it's been great. So much talent coming out, and it feels good to kind of just be in the mix.
Has working with those guys, I would assume it's like I always fully expect business role in this. Whenever I work with a diverse group of people, it's fun in the moment because you're getting to do something on certain projects with people that you don't normally get to work with. But the second piece I always walk away with is their influence on how I see things, right? Because they got so many different perspectives or where they operate. Has any of that so far influenced your perspective on songwriting or on anything you're doing for yourself, right? Because you still got your thing you're ramping up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've had conversations with a lot of my musician friends. Steven being one of them, and I've had little chats with Tate. From My Usual Art. And a lot of
I laugh every time. That guy cracks me up, dude.
He's a fun dude for sure. But my buddy Steven, for sure, he kind of told me, we were having a conversation one time, and I was kind of I don't know the hesitant word, but I'll use it about releasing some of my stuff, because it's not really the kind of country that that you would hear at White Horse or Sage or any little honky tonk awesome. To me, I think that when I write, it's a little bit more like Nashville sounding, and so Steven's like, just it's your music, man, and if and if you believe in it, then and if you have faith in it, then just put it out there, and just like any other artist, people are gonna either like it and they're gonna not, or they're gonna not like it, and it's okay if they don't.
The best thing is that you're doing what comes naturally as an artist.
Yes.
You put that out there. People don't like it or they're not.
Yeah, that's right.
It's and then you don't care if they like it or not, or you care if they like it, but if they don't, you have to know it is what it is.
Sure, yeah. We all have these that we don't like, so
It makes me more motivated to keep doing my thing.
absolutely, I would agree.
Gosh, that's cool.
That's good. You're getting to do that.
So how many singles have you put a full length out yet, or is it singles?
Singles right now, yeah. I'm in the process, kind of been in and out of the studio, getting songs done as my wallet allows me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do have technically I have 3 singles out. One of them is kind of just a random song that not random, there's definitely purpose to it, but not part of the album. But there's two singles that are out, which will be part of the album. One of them is called Stockyards, and the other one is called I Won't Miss the Pain. So both of those will be on the actual album, but they are out streaming it on the streaming platforms right now. And I do have an official music video for I Won't Miss the Pain that was half filmed at the ranch out where I live, and the other half was filmed at White Oak.
That's not.
Yeah.
And what's the girl's name that did it?
What's her name? That produced it?
Yeah.
It's actually my buddy Jose Nahar Media
Okay.
is the name of that company. But yeah, really talented dude, man. I was super happy with the way it came out, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be working with
Well, I saw it. It was great.
Thank you, man.
I was sure. Dang. First off, I didn't know Rocky played music. And then next thing you know, he's putting out all this like music video stuff. Like, okay.
Yeah.
He's got it going on.
Yeah, so your family still has a ranch down there?
No. We whenever I guess I moved to Austin, they stayed out there for a while, but they're in town now.
They live up here now?
No. They live like in town, like in the town of Pepperville, like in the actual town, Pepperville proper, if you will.
Yeah.
So they live there, and I still have my 2 oldest brothers and my oldest sister still live there.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I have a little sister right down the street from there in Kingsville.
Yeah.
And then my other older brother lives in Austin.
You get down there a bunch to see.
Not as much as I should, to be quite honest. But I am lucky enough that they do come up here.
Yeah, come up
quite often too. So yeah, they'll come. And
so like, did your parents play any music or?
Yes, actually. So my dad was a musician. So throughout my entire upbringing, he was part of conjunto bands. So he was an accordion player as well, an accordion section.
Oh,
Nice.
And I mean, he played several instruments. He bass and drums and stuff, but the accordion was his main instrument. So man, I would love going to like even there just like the rehearsals and kind of just like sit there and as a kid, just watch them rehearse, and they
just to be around.
Yeah, and there was even a time when I started playing drums for them for a little bit. It was kind of like a temporary thing. They lost their drummer for whatever reason, and
you did a feel.
Yeah, a little feeling work, playing drums with them. It was great, man. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I grew up around music, and mostly Tejano and country was kind of like what
really big
was really big down there. Yeah,
still is.
But just like anyone else, I love rock music, and yeah, the 90s had a lot of great. A lot of great music for sure. But yeah, man, I'm super blessed to have been part of even just my dad's, kind of scene in the flamenco world, yeah, it's really cool to see as a kid growing up.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah. Having that influence.
Yeah, for
picking
sure.
up all the other stuff along the way is. And I think that's so one of the coolest parts about being here in Austin, Texas area with mature music. It's such a diverse.
It is.
Amount of influences that you see, and some of it's like regional, right? Like the closer you are to this or the closer you are to that, you get more of X or Y, right? But
yeah,
there's a lot of great like Tejano influence and
yeah. Even there's a lot of the guys that are doing stuff, out of Austin or around this area right now, like Gus Clark and Nick Garza that are, still have that little bit of like, they're bringing a little bit of that to keep that little bit of that Tejano, like in their country, in their music. It's great, man. I love that. I love seeing it. And, yeah,
A lot
super
of
cool.
flavor. Garza's got a lot of that.
Yeah,
It's
for sure. Yeah.
He's got that margarita song that cracks me up. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so those guys are fantastic, and so it's cool you're able to play with that with your music as well. What I know you said you're working on putting an album together and things like that, but what do you have like? When you look into the future, what are you kind of hoping and looking at doing over the next year or 2 years that you want to put out there?
Well, I mean, short term, I do have. Obviously, I'm actually going to be sending my producer a couple of songs that I'll be recording pretty soon. And I'll get the band in the studio, and I'll send them a kind of a rough demo so that they can kind of get a feel for it and write their parts. And everyone that I hire that I've hired to do these songs with me, they're all professionals. They're all super great musicians, all local people too.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting the songs, little demos recorded, get it out to the band so they can write their parts, and then just finding time to get the band in the studio. I think the logistics is probably the hardest part, just because just like any other awesome musician, everyone in my band is in so many other bands.
Yeah, we call it. It's like trying to wrangle cats.
Yes. Well, I think that's something that people not in the industry don't even understand. Like, they don't even think about is like how difficult it is from a timing standpoint, not just to get studio time, but to get studio time and then be able to get these different artists that are. It's not like everybody has this like huge band that they travel with all the time, right? Yeah. Especially when you're recording, because you may bring in stuff that you don't even normally use in a show, but it's going to sound good with that song on the album. Yeah. And so you got to wrangle all that in and then get the time in there, get everybody recorded. Then, like Weldon was talking about with his album, listen to those songs about 9 million times.
That might be about it.
And get that process. So there's a lot that goes into, but that's why I think it's so cool. You got, whether it's you or you guys doing a release party like you just did, like, I know because I'm next to you a lot, right? Like, I know what you put into that. Like, most people are like, oh, it's great, album's out. Well, yeah, it is. But like, these guys that you're watching on stage that recorded this thing, they threw, it's not just money, blood, sweat, tears, time, soul into these, whether it's 6, 8, 10, 12 songs, and so to me, it's a real celebration. You guys do that stuff because it's, then you're able to go out and share that with the world and create something that's going to withstand the test of time. Like, it's going to be around after y'all are gone,
Yeah.
So
it's something to think about. Yeah, which is exactly what you said. Whenever, like, especially with this album I just put out, it was like, I'm not putting it out till it's 12 songs that I'm 100% happy with. This is going to be here long after me. It's an important thing. Yeah.
Congrats on the album, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's great stuff, man. I've been listening to it. It's
I appreciate it.
Well, we've had a lot of positive stuff, but we want to invite you into something that's
into our negative.
The core,
the dark side.
This may end up being its entire own brand at some point in time.
I'm kicking off old man bitchin right now.
Old man bitchin.
And we got so much damn technology and ways to communicate with people. And just like we were talking about trying to wrangle cats to get a record done and recorded, you would think it would be easier to get everybody to like get in touch with and get their schedule straight. It's like harder than it's ever been.
Yeah.
With all this technology and like there's 13 different ways, and maybe that's the reason why, because I know there are a lot of people out there will like contact me only through Instagram, and someone else will only do Facebook, someone else will text me, then they'll like hit me up on Facebook and I get confused. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
What's that?
It's a lot to find the bands, to find the people, and find the producers.
And then like this guy only likes to, he'll only respond to you on Instagram. Yeah. This guy will only respond to this email.
Yep.
Like,
well, then, then if you're like me, then it's like I'm over here and I got to relearn a whole new app. So I can communicate with you, even though it's kind of like similar maybe, but now I got to be on 12 different spaces to get some. So it's funny you bring that up. So I took a break out at your release party.
Yeah.
I walked outside, and one of the guys I brought with me, who's my neighbor, had invited a friend of his from Austin, and he's a musician, but he's also a tech guy.
Okay.
He is building, I already started with his developers, something to solve that problem.
So it's like something that can't.
It's like a marketplace. That's one spot, and people can go for everything.
Well, I mean, if you can figure it all out, it sounds impossible.
So like
to be a billionaire.
like integrating all the apps or something? Or?
Well, it's like it integrates like all the artists, and to your point, like it's hard to find these people, so they're all curated on there with what they do. It's almost like only like five. And I'm not going to do it justice. He explained it to me, and there's a lot of it was over my head. But the end result is once it's finished, it would solve what you're talking about and make it easy for artists to find and do what they need to do.
Sure.
Or his example was too is when you travel, you got a show that's in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
You may not want to take your whole band, or they may not be able to go with you, right? So you can go on there and say, I'm in Milwaukee, I need this, these type of people.
Yep.
Here's 15 people that are in the area that do what you're talking about, that you can reach out to, talk to, find out if you can do it. So now you can plan that ahead of time and get it done. Like, so it kind of, it's pretty neat.
Make the touring a lot easier too.
Yes, and that, there's a lot of trouble. There's a lot of struggle with that, right?
It's tough, man. Being on the road with a band it's.
Back to the bitchin. Sorry, I didn't even throw the solid in there. It was ironic. Hey, you brought that up,
Eric. Yeah, I'm not trying to solve problems.
I know. I got to get.
Trying to bitch about it.
I was just blown away. There must be more people bitching about him because he's building solutions. So it's kind of funny you do that. So communication on technology is, I think it's helped some ways, but again. I can go down. I'm in the communications business, so I deal with this crap on another level, in my other world, like it's going that style, and everybody's like AI this, AI that, and it is not gotten to the point where it has helped a lot yet.
I'm trying to stay away from the AI, man.
Oh, it's coming.
I know. They're good.
It's inevitable. Yeah.
It's inevitable. It's not gonna. I can't imagine it's going to take over songwriting and creative stuff.
I don't know. Won't put it past the industry.
They'll try. They'll try.
They'll put that juju out there.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was a question posed, though, that by one of the guys that was there that night. So he's like, those guys you meet that are real smart, and like so smart, and makes your brain hurt. Like, that's what he does. But his thing was, like, he was like, when you're looking at scripts for movies or like styles of song, you look at patterns, there's only X number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at a storyline for a movie, I think there's like 21 or whatever it is out there. They all kind of fall into these buckets. He's like, I'm wondering if AI can aggregate information and come up and expand upon what we know to be true about music or film and things like that. So like open up new doors. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It's an interesting thought to come to me.
I'm pretty sure it's going to figure it out.
I felt like I need to smoke something after he said that. Like
interesting and scary at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Where's it going to go? So I had another old man bitch.
Preach.
Well, I had two, but I'm going to go with this one first.
All right. Well,
Tesla drivers.
Oh man.
AKA people who drive Teslas.
You mean talking about the wedge-looking truck, the door wedge-looking truck?
Well, it's not so much the vehicle as it is because they're not fully automated yet, right? I think once they fully automate the drivers, it'll actually improve this problem. But the people that drive them currently, I would rank as the worst drivers on the road compared to everybody else. They've got what appears to be the highest technology car on the road.
Is it worse or most annoying?
Both. Yeah, I think it's both.
Because I was going to give Tesla drivers, the new trophy for being the most annoying, because I used to really get annoyed by Subaru drivers.
Subaru drivers.
Well, they're the most angry. I would say they're the most easily disturbed.
We're joking. If you drive a Subaru or Tesla, we love you.
Karen, your Subaru's no problem.
So CB gang.
Yeah, it's okay. You can go. You can go back out into the mountains now. Eat your granola bar and be okay. But yeah, the Tesla drivers, and we're in Austin, so there's a lot, right? Like there's a bunch. There's a lot. I don't know what it is. Like you got this high tech vehicle that can pretty much tell you everything, but you can't figure out how to merge.
Yeah.
And maybe the app's not ready for that or something.
I think they're relying on the technology of the car to drive for that.
It's an example of so this is why I think we're headed for idiocracy.
Oh, we're sorry. Here.
So is that you get so reliant upon it that if it's not that fantastic or it's not ready, then you're just left in this helpless, stupid state of I can't figure it out.
Well, here it is. There's two examples. Like I got that 2025 Chevy Silverado. I mean, I've had it for a year and a half, and I still get pissed off at things about like the parking brake or something else, the way it shifts. It's like, why can't I just take off the parking brake, put it on when I want?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But it dumbs you down. Oh, the other thing. I hope this doesn't offend anybody. But if it does, it's a podcast. That's what we're here to do.
I hope it doesn't offend you, but it probably will.
You know, I'm one of these people, you know, you just put in, it tells you how to go there.
Mm-hmm.
I think people come to relying on that shit.
Oh, I ain't.
Well, like GPS again?
Yeah. Like to where the fact people don't even know how to read a map anymore.
Oh, man.
I can read a map, but I can tell you right now, because I have issues still left. He's with me a lot. Like, for whatever reason, my Apple Maps does not work well in this whole area of Austin.
Okay.
So, like, I'll get down and drive around, and I'm like, the other day we pulled out, and I'm like, look at this stupid-ass thing again. It's my arrow's out in the middle of the field. And then it's got me driving around in circles. You know, like I'll be downtown somewhere trying to find some place.
Yeah.
And it's like got me going in circles around the place for 15 minutes. I finally turn it off, use common sense and park.
Yeah,
you know?
See, usually when I'm going somewhere, I'm like, okay, go over here. It's probably like the third left. This is the name of the freaking street. I'll remember it. Then if I'm sitting there and it's like one of these last minute deals where like everybody's like, hey, we're going to go over here. And I'm like, shit, I better type it in all the time to like look at the map. I miss it. I miss the turn every time.
Yeah.
And then it's reround me. So that happened to me last week somewhere and I got really pissed off. I was just like, F this freaking GPS map thing. I'm just going to look at a damn map and figure it out. Anyway, old man bitch.
And Apple Maps is the worst too, man. I love. I mean, I have an iPhone. I love Apple. I love their products, but Apple Maps is just the worst. Dude. Never works for me. I use Waze just because they.
All right. So that's everybody keeps telling me I got to go back.
So
I refuse to use anything Google.
Okay.
I hate Google. Yeah. If they were to like disappear off the face of the planet, I don't like Gmail. I don't like Google Drive. I don't like Google anything.
Yeah.
Like, because I think I'm such an Apple person. It's like it's like throwing an Android phone down.
Oh, they're not the same.
Oh no.
Yeah, I like Waze because it tells you like where the cops are.
Really?
Yeah, it'll tell you where cops are.
You know,
it does a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
it's almost they gamified it a little bit.
Yeah,
right? Like that's kind of the part that I like about it.
Yeah, it is.
You can like there's like little things you get points, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like you can see
like reporting
stuff.
And,
like, oh, there's another one over there.
Oh, that's awesome. Maybe I hate that because they are just killing us on this road out here about where I live. This main road up here, man. They're just radar every day, and it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Old man bitching.
Yeah.
It's a damn farm road. There's nothing on it for about 3 miles, and I got it down to 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Where it used to be 55.
Yep. Oh, they got me. Remember? I was down here a couple times ago. And the guy was like, you're going too fast. And I was like, well, it was 50 miles an hour back there. He's like, it's 35 right here. I said, yeah, but that's the first sign.
Yeah.
It says 35.
Well,
and I'm not to it yet.
Now they changed it. They changed it to just 35.
Yeah, whole way. That's what he said.
So
It's
you're
like,
just
they're
like
changing all
miserable to just driving for miles and like barely moving. And they're radar too.
Well, the good news now is you don't even have to worry about that because they've got blocked down to one lane where they're
Oh, really? Is that what they're
driving down with a truck and then they get you and then you follow them down this way and then they drive the other crew down. So.
And you can't take a detour and try to get around any of the construction because they're doing construction literally on
everywhere.
Freak.
That leads to my second old man bitching topic. You went right into it, which is the construction and road construction. It is. We've got 9 billion projects going on, and none of them can be finished.
No, it's an industry.
Everyone jokes about I-35 being under construction for the past 30 years.
Oh yeah,
and then Mopac over here is like, I don't know if they're ever going to get hit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was under construction when I was in college 30 years
ago.
ago.
I'm thoroughly convinced that it has become an industry now, so they don't ever want to fix it.
Right. Job security is
Too many jobs, too much money being funneled into the projects. Because like you said, could we not just get all the freaking construction crews to maybe finish one? Maybe they could all come together and just finish one.
It'd be like, hey, let's all pile over here and fix one corner.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, they could at least get like, we finished this.
We got something done.
Got one done. Only not 8,999,900. Yeah.
Well,
there we go.
I feel trapped, man, because there's 2 ways to get into Austin from where I live. And that one's under construction for the last 14 years and will be for the next of my life. And now they're starting this part that I can take. And now I'm having to sit there and it's like, oh, God, there's no winning anymore.
No, but it's everywhere. It's because of growth. You know,
Well, yeah.
I mean, I was up in Fort Worth and they're still that poor downtown was such a mess. They've done a good job of trying to fix some of it.
Yeah.
I hope it's gotten better, but they still got a lot of construction going on there.
All these people moving here.
And all these people.
So
It
many
still
people.
goes back to all these people.
I mean, you know,
I thought our tax plan last episode was brilliant, where we laid out.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. I get
That's the solve. I'm just
What
waiting
is
on-
the solve? Like
Has
the-
Governor Abbott called yet, Gio? Asking. Okay.
for us?
I think they've been busy with the SB 2022.
We're starting a consulting firm.
And he should be calling any day now to get us Weldon and I down to the Capitol.
What was it? If you want to move to Texas, you got to go through an approval process.
There was an approval process and then a tax bracket,
In Texas,
right? Like, so if you were coming from California, it was really, really stringent and it was really high taxes, but it's still a tax break from where they're coming from.
yeah,
right?
sure, yeah.
But it wasn't what all the rest of. If you were a native Texan, by a certain point, you no longer had taxes.
No longer.
You're done.
Yeah.
And then based on how long you've been here,
And you can't
So
just
these
move,
decreases.
and you can't just move straight to the great places like Dripping Springs
Right.
or Austin or Lago Vista. You got to start off in like Odessa.
West
you-
Texas.
yeah, if you can, well, the opportunity for improvement is great,
Yeah.
right? So we can
Yeah.
see, like, okay, well,
Do you
this-
really want to be here?
if you move to like an Odessa and you don't help dramatically improve that area or Midland, then there's no way you're going to be able to improve in an Austin area where we're
It'll
already
be like a plan. It'll be like bronze cities,
Yeah.
silver cities,
Yeah.
gold, platinum, and you got to work your way up.
work your way through.
That's a diamond.
Yeah, I mean,
Diamond.
there's only it's like in Major League Baseball, right? There's only very few guys that go from like high school or college ball straight to being in the majors.
Yeah.
I got to go through the minors to prove
Yeah.
yourself to get you. Same kind of program will have
It's
that.
got to be a program.
Yeah,
Yeah.
single A, triple A.
You got to play. You got to.
May piss some people off, but the whole idea is that we're trying to improve your town. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Man,
And then that's the incentive for that town is they bring and recruit good people, and so they can move from double A
That's
to
right.
triple A town.
That's right.
See, this is it's
This is
game
next level.
changing type of stuff we're coming up here with.
You know what happened to me the other day? You know what happened? You know that I had this little thing that annoys me. There's a lot of little things, but big things don't really annoy me. It's just small things. But you know what? I bitched about it the other week about all the signs in the parking lots.
Oh yeah,
This is reserved for this. This.
Oh,
I'm like,
yes.
Where can I park? Am I allowed? I mean, I just feel like I literally want to pull in the HEB parking lot and just ask somebody. So I'm Weldon. Am I allowed to freaking park here? Because it's just signs everywhere.
Yeah.
And I saw a new one that was up in another HEB. It was like people with kids. I was like, what's next?
well,
People with dogs.
You have kids?
Well, I didn't have them with me, so I
Does it
just
say with you, or does it say people with kids?
I think it's.
I would have been like, hey, I got tons of kids.
I got his at home, but
Yeah. I got to hurry and get back to them. That's
So
all
my whole thing was, I'm trying to. The thing is you can make a sign for anybody, and it will sound reasonable.
Yeah.
And it'll sound reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this person is having a stressful week. Stressful week spot. You can park here.
I got a
on
big market for us to sell to.
signs.
So we create
We create-
magnetic signs that they can customize that feed
Yes,
out.
but-
And then when they pull into any parking lot, they slap it
Let's slap it on the.
Slap it on top.
Yes, yes.
They park there, they peel it off, and they come out. And
I mean,
I drive by like, oh, those who drive a red pickup,
Yes.
whatever.
red truck parking
Yeah,
out.
red truck
By the
park.
way, if you're in the handicap, that's fine. I'm not bitching about
We're not
that.
talking about.
But there are places I'm going to bitch about that I'm like, why are there 14,000 handicap spots? There's one being used. But anyway, that's people really get pissed about that shit.
Well, you got some of the parking lots. There's not a lot of parking. Like I was in one the other day, and it was a very small parking lot. And then when you took in that kind of lane thing they put in where like nobody parks in, so that kind of thing where like you can roll something up and down.
Mhm.
Then you put in the handicap parking. I think there were 2 parking spaces.
Yeah.
And we were like,
So that's code,
yeah, I know it's always based
Yeah.
on a percentage, but I just think sometimes they gotta you gotta look at it and say like, hey, let's is this really what's necessary?
Yeah.
Do I have this amount of
I mean,
people coming in?
and all the other ones sound reasonable. Expected mothers. Then they have veteran parking, which I could use, but I just feel like that's for disabled veterans or something, so I'll use it. And then there was something else, and there was like employee of the month, and then there was
Oh,
no, the to go bullshit.
That's eating up a lot. See that and those
Bullshit. I'm parking that motherfucker. I don't give a shit.
Curbside.
Yeah, the curbside parking
Curbside.
is all stuff.
I'm parking it. I don't care. I'm done. And y'all can call me whatever you want. I'm parking in them damn to-go spots. I'm spending money there too, damn it. And matter of fact, you get to upsell me because I walk in there and I buy the damn cookie because it's looking at me.
Well, my thing with the to-go spots is they're not staying. Why wouldn't they be further away?
Exactly.
Because they're just going in and out. Like, why are you putting them right there? Because I understand the ones that are like, and there was I think I went to Chewy's or something, pick up some like to-go stuff one time.
Yeah.
They had it out there, and it wasn't the front; it was across. And I understood where they had them because somebody has to walk the food out to me. It's not like they don't. You don't go in to get it.
Sure.
But a lot of places you're still going in to get it. So if I'm going in to get it, why do I need a front parking spot? Like somebody's going to be there for a minute.
I think that COVID made that worse because the COVID it was like pick up only, right?
Right.
So I think once everything opened back up again, they just never got rid of them. They're just like, oh, we're just gonna keep this curbside
Keep it all there.
service.
And that was just funny because I thought about you because I pulled in that HEB over there I was going to meet GeoTV for something. Like, oh, cool spot. People with kids. This is a new sign. Now there's like 14 more spots I can't park in.
Hey, at least it's the first one I've heard that applies to me. So I'll at least
Take it.
What do we call it? First world problems. That you're living in a good place, whatever. That's your bitching. But I'm still a bitch.
Yeah. It's all relative.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever been driving and you're like stopped at a light and no one's going the other ways? There's no other cars going that way or turning. You're stuck there at 3 a.m. and you're just like,
yeah.
This is 2025. Why am I here?
Yeah.
We don't have the technology. Come on, let's get some AI on this shit.
Yep.
Come on, let's don't be just making AI record my music for me. Can we just get some like lanes of traffic to flow?
There's plenty of low hanging fruit for AI.
Yeah, that's right. Can we get them on the low hanging fruit stuff?
Plenty of bullshit that nobody likes that they can go do. And spend the next.
That happens to me a lot too, though. I find myself late night, at a red light or something, especially those like, it's a highway kind of out the outskirts of town, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's no traffic going. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just take more.
Well, it's on time.
I do too, but sometimes it's real late.
You sit there and you can't do anything. I had one of that too. I was like sitting there like, what is this thing waiting on?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if they need more efficiency, and if you care about the environment, I'm telling you right now, a vehicle burns way more fuel when it's accelerating. So I got to stop, sit there and idle, and then I got to accelerate back up to 55, 60 mile an hour. Burn it up the ozone.
Your stoplights are killing the environment.
Yeah, your stoplights are killing the environment.
Well, that's old man bitch.
Okay. We got the producers told us that we had to limit our old man bitch.
Well, we got to save some for every week.
I got no shortage.
I was gonna say, I don't ever run out. I bitch about everything. The older I get, the worse.
But we have Rocky Reyna here.
Rocky's
and he's a jolly fella.
Yeah.
He's everybody likes you. I've noticed that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean something. I don't know. I don't guess I don't directly notice it, but generally I feel like I pretty much get along with everybody.
Yeah.
It's
you don't act stressed.
Nah, man. Life's too
short,
man.
That's why he looks like he's 25, but he actually told us his real age. We might reveal that, but he never,
It's a secret. Yeah. Only a handful of people know.
Like, subscribe, and share to find out how old Rocky is.
Yes. And he's got the secret to life. Be nice and be jolly and make everybody like you. And then you'll forever, it's the fountain of youth.
The fountain of youth, yes.
Stick with your
It's found it.
Stick with your passion. Anybody you want to give any shout outs to or anything like that? Say thanks or hi or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll say hi to some people. Let's see. Man, actually, you know what? I just co-wrote a song with my buddy Abraham Aguirre, which will be part of the album.
Cool.
Which I'm pretty stuck. So thanks for that, Abe. Man, really just people from the community, honestly. I feel like, not just the artist music community, but just the two-step and honky-tonk community, just like, man, filled with amazing people. Yeah. Everybody's just so nice and cool and welcoming, and they're very genuine, man. They approach you with intention. There's substance. It's not just
absolutely.
So man, shout out to all the local musicians and honky tonkers out there for sure. Yeah. That's neat.
Well, I'm excited you came all the way down here, and like I said, I told everybody earlier, I really had no idea you were a musician. I was like, Rocky's everywhere. Everybody likes him. He's dancing. You go to this club, he's dancing there. He's got people, friends everywhere. He just like when he walks in, it's like a party, you know. And then I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, his music videos and playing live. I had no idea. So I'm just glad I got a chance to learn a little bit about you and where you're from.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I enjoyed learning. I didn't know the other night you were playing for those other guys. I knew you were recording some stuff. The opposite. Like I knew you were doing some music.
Sure.
I didn't know you were dialed in with everybody else playing bass and stuff. So I was like, when I walked in, they were like, Rocky's up there right now. I was like, oh, cool. He's up there recording.
This guy is living the official Texas music.
He is,
lifestyle.
man. He's doing it all.
Yeah.
Dancing, playing, recording, writing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
all of it. So,
Hardcore.
yeah. So, hey, if you get a chance, go download some of Rocky's music out there on Spotify and Apple.
All the streaming platforms.
All the streaming platforms. Come check them out if you're around the Austin or in Texasville. You guys get around primarily here in the Austin area.
Yep.
Come hit him up. Don't forget to go download this guy's new album, Stone Cold.
It really is country gold, dude.
It is, man.
Yeah, and there's some bangers on that one.
Some bangers, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the shout out the other day. That was cool. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway, episode 12.
Episode 12 is a wrap.
Yeah,
Don't
Rocky Reyna.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you, Rock and Roll Denim.
Rock and Roll
Keeping
Denim.
me young. Keeping me
Panhandle
young.
Slim Western Wear. Thank you guys for making us look good. And
Good fun.
if you need clothes, go pick those up online. We'll see you next time. Adios.